Hello PlayStation Universe, here we are outside of E3, giving you more video impressions coverage. Senior editor Ernest Lynn here, and my colleague Adam Byrne, and he's here to talk about one of EA's biggest surprises, a little game called
Unravel.
Yeah.
And you were right, it is a complete surprise. It's definitely not of the same EA mold we're accustomed to. It seems like they are shifting focus a little bit, which I think is very welcome. Tile, it's effectively you play as Yarny. You are a ball of yarn, a little character, and you go along with your thread and you go through puzzles and stuff and pretty much discover the memories of a woman who you see at the very start of the show. I had a presentation with a developer called Wood who went through some of the key concepts within the game, and then I got to play about 15 minutes. So I played the first level, which was very introductory. You just got through the core concepts. So you have your R2 to hook up, your yarn, and you can swing with that. You have L1 to climb up. You have square to tie a knot. So you can make kind of a trampolines-esque sort of thing. And pretty much just went through like that. And it's got the same kind of physics and gameplay of, say, Little Big Planet. It's a bit similar enough.
Okay.
But it's got, from the little parts we saw in the trailer, which the walkthrough, it's also got an emotive punch. You're really on this journey with little Yarny, and it's definitely emotionally impactful. Again, much like Abzu, it kind of similar ilk to Journey, where there's a lot of struggle involved, and it's something that's really intrigued.
Okay. All right. And then you said a lot of it is platforming.
Yes.
So you said it feels a lot like Little Big Planet.
Yeah. It's got the same kind of lightness to it with your jumping
Right.
and stuff, and it's very puzzle centric, very puzzle like orchestrated pretty much. There's been parts where pretty much so at the very start of the level, your piece of yarn is attached to the very end at the start of the level. So the longer you go, the more you unravel. And if you unravel too much, you won't be able to go anymore. So you have to find extra balls of yarn to kind of build yourself back up, or just rethink your focus on what you're doing, where you're going with the yarn, because eventually you're going to run out. So you have to be very careful and very intuitive. And the controls, they really do work. There was a part, for instance, where there was a lever for a pipe. So I went up, I used R2, I swung my piece of yarn, I pulled the lever for the pipe, and I filled up a tank of water. Unfortunately, little Yarny can't swim, which I would presume a piece of yarn couldn't. So you had to go back, hit apples off a tree, then there's a little platform, so you had to attach a piece of yarn from the top of the platform to the bottom and make it tight, so tie both ends, so it was kind of like a ramp, and you push the apples up onto the ramp and onto the water, and then they're used as little stepping stones to get over. So there's those little kind of intuitive little puzzle moments, and it makes you stop and think, and while you are stopping and thinking, graphically it looks absolutely stunning. It's really vibrant and really beautiful, so you kind of are admiring the scenery as well. And it's got that kind of ambience, contemplative kind of soundtrack. It's very very emotion focused. Like, we skipped into about level 4, where Yarny he's visibly distraught. It's raining, there's thunder, you can feel the pace quickens, and you're really just trying to, you're looking out for this guy, and you're trying to get him to the end and trying to get him to, get him to where he wants to be.
So compared to other traditional platformers, you're not facing enemies head-on per se, or killing them. No. But the greatest danger seems to be just the world itself.
And yourself, in the sense, since you have to be really careful with what you have at your disposal, which is only your yarn that, of course, is limited.
Okay.
So, yeah, it is a fascinating title. It was certainly one of my favourites that we've seen on the floor thus far, and it's something to definitely keep a look out for.
All right, there you have it. Adam's impressions of Unravel, starring Yarny. This is one to look forward from EA. So keep checking out PSU.com for more of our E3 footage. Thank you.